Okay, so what foods are too risky to sell from home? In this video, I'm going to give you a rundown of 7 specific foods and some alternatives that you can sell instead that you actually can't sell legally from home due to the potential risks of making the product. So welcome to Marketing Food Online. It is Damien Barber. So in this video for Marketing Food Online, we're actually going to dive into a lot of questions that I get here on our channel and our other channel, Cottage Foods Laws, all about what foods can I not make because people are very cautious about what they can't make because they don't want to get in trouble or potentially get somebody sick. So these are going to be 7 different food items, and I'm going to start from number 7, go all the way down to number 1, which is probably the most dangerous one to make. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just simply that there are a lot of times cottage food laws are set up to help people stay safe if they're making food products. So starting that home-based food business can be hugely profitable, but not all foods are safe or even legal to sell from home for that matter. Some foods pose actual health risks, legal restrictions, or even spoil too quickly, making them a nightmare for homemade food entrepreneurs. So I'm going to go from number 7 to number 1. Let's start the list off. Number 7, chocolate and candy with real liquor. Now, this is something that you are not allowed to do. Now, why it's so risky? Well, obviously selling alcohol-infused chocolates or even candies requires special alcohol permits, as a matter of fact, even if the liquor is minimal. Some states actually ban the sale of homemade liquor-based foods or candies without a separate license, getting an alcohol license for that permit. If improperly labeled, you could actually face legal consequences for selling to minors, believe it or not. Now, some alternatives to doing that, well, sell alcohol-free or flavored chocolates with infused flavors like coffee or cinnamon or fruit. They even have flavorings out there that taste like certain alcohols like rums and vodkas and things, but they're not actual alcohol. It's just flavorings. That's an alternative. You want to offer non-alcoholic truffle kits where customers add their own liqueur maybe at home. That might be something that you can do as well. That way you stay away from the legalities of selling actual liqueur in some type of food product that somebody could get sick. Number 6, baked goods or perishable fillings. Actually, that have the perishable fillings. These are good. Baked goods with these perishable fillings like cream-filled pastries, cheesecakes, or custards. Now, why is it risky, Damien? Well, any pastry with cream, custard, or dairy-based fillings needs refrigeration, guys. A challenge for any home baker, but you have to maintain that temperature. Now, if left at room temperature for too long, or even out at a local event or festival, these desserts can grow bacteria and cause actual food poisoning. Now, many states only allow dried baked goods like cookies or breads or muffins under their cottage food laws. Now, here's some alternatives to actually doing this without doing cream-filled items. Stick to the stable baked goods, things that are like cakes, brownies, breads, cookies, muffins. There are all kinds of even pastries that just literally don't have any type of cream in them. The list goes on, and the variations is enormous. So there actually is a huge amount that you can make, just minus the cream. Offer freeze-dried cakes, cubes, or even do-it-yourself cake kits. These kits are actually very, very popular lately, and they allow people to complete the kit at home, doing something fun with their family, maybe their kids, or on a special event. That way you get around the fact of having some cream-filled product. Now, number 5. Now, this is obviously a no-brainer, but unfortunately, a lot of people do ask about it. Seafood, like smoked fish, sushi even, or even shellfish. Why this is risky? Now, this is an extremely perishable item. Seafood spoils faster than almost any other food known to man. Many states ban the sale of home-prepared seafood due to the high food poisoning risks. Even smoked or preserved fish requires special licensing and refrigeration and processes to make it safe for people to eat. Now, what are some alternatives to this one? Well, you can actually sell seafood spice blends like Cajun seasonings or seafood boil mixes. These are fantastic and hugely popular, but they allow you still to make something related to seafood, but not actual seafood. Offer freeze-dried seafood snack packs through a licensed supplier. So now this could be something that you can purchase and actually put it together and sell it as a kit. Number 4, home canned foods. Now, this is going to be pickles, jams, jelly, or fermented foods. Now, why this is risky? Well, if it's not canned properly, believe it or not, home canned goods can actually grow botulism bacteria, which is deadly. Some states allow jams and jellies, but others require testing for the pH levels and shelf stability. Now, fermented foods, again, have a bit of a risk, like kimchi or sauerkraut or kombucha. They actually carry a high risk of bacterial contamination, and that makes them very, very risky, so they try to stay away from that on cottage food laws. Now, alternatively, you can sell dehydrated fruit mixes instead of actual homemade jams, or offer prepackaged fermented kits, a step-by-step with instructions These are actually hugely popular lately. A lot of people are buying them and then producing the product at home, making it something that can pass the liability, in a sense, onto the producer, not you. Number 3, home-cooked meats. Yes, like barbecue, jerky, or burgers. Why this is risky? Well, meat is highly perishable, of course, as we know, and requires strict temperature control to avoid foodborne illnesses. Many states actually ban the sale of home-cooked meats unless you have a commercial kitchen or USDA-approved facility or separate kitchen within your home that is inspected by the USDA. Now, selling meat without proper labeling can lead to some serious legal troubles too, and a potential of people getting sick. Now, what can you do alternatively? Well, why don't you offer marinade spice blends for meats instead of actually selling cooked meat? Sell vacuum sealed or store-bought beef jerky with private labeling instead of making your own. You can actually do this online. I did a video here on Marketing Food Online. There's companies out there that can make it and put your name on it, so that way you're not actually making it yourself. Number 2, homemade salsas and sauces that are low-acid foods. Now, why this is risky? Well, another one about bacteria. Low-acid foods like salsas, barbecue sauce even, or pasta sauce, can actually develop botulism as well if it's not processed properly or correctly. You must use a commercial kitchen and follow canning safety protocols to sell them legally. Now, there's some alternatives to that. You can offer freeze-dried herbs or spice kits to do-it-yourself salsa mix. That is something you can do for salsa fanatics and let them do it at home. All right, last but not least, as I mentioned before, the one that's probably the most talked about or asked about is dairy-based products like cheese, cream, butter-based sauces. These are heavily temperature-controlled and sensitive to temperatures. Now, why it's risky? Dairy products require, of course, temperature control and can spoil quickly if not stored properly. Many states actually prohibit selling dairy-based foods under cottage food laws, and a single case of foodborne illness like listeria could actually ruin your business and potentially get you lawsuits. Now, in some states now, if you have the space and the land, you can build a separate commercial kitchen, and you'll be inspected by the Department of Agriculture, but there's a whole gamut of permits and licenses and insurance that you would need. Now, alternatively, again, you can sell spice blends for customers to mix with dairy or at home and produce their own products there, or items that are just dairy-free. Now, of course, doing dairy products, again, is very risky. So if you're looking to create them, I would highly recommend you look into getting a commercial kitchen. So there you have it. These are the 7 foods that are too risky to sell from home that you should really stay clear of when you're launching a home-based food business. I would definitely think twice about it. Some foods are just too risky to sell from home due to those safety issues, legal restrictions, and perishability. And if you want a successful home-based food business, stick to safe, legal allowed products under cottage food laws in your state. And by the way, you can check out Cottage Foods Laws. That's actually the name of my new YouTube channel dedicated to home-based food entrepreneurs. And again, there's always alternatives to these items. All right, if you like this, definitely give me a big thumbs up. If you have questions about this video, let me know. Ask me. We will definitely get to it, and I will see you guys in the next video.